Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, clear with a low of 61. Then Wednesday, smoky sunshine with a high of 82. Cafe Latte is unlike any restaurant you've ever experienced. Grab a tray and pick from their award-winning selections of soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts. Cafe Latte, Victoria Street and Grand Avenue in St. Paul, or cafelatte.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
And this is GhostBox Radio and AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun. Thank you very much for joining us on this Tuesday evening. Really appreciate you taking the time and listening to us tonight. I think we're going to have a really fun conversation tonight because I think, we bring on psychic medium, refined divine Deb. We bring her on not only to do one-question readings, which we really appreciate, but also to share some of the experiences that she has taken on through her life and the stuff that helps people to grow or understand themselves a little bit better. There's a whole bunch of reasons why we like having Deb on to talk on nights like tonight. And one of the things that we were talking about before starting this program tonight was, I personally have had a really good weekend of organization, getting stuff going. And I think I might have shared on the air a few times, struggles with depression and stuff that I've had over the last 4 or 5 years. And I am not ashamed of it in any possible way, but it really had taken a toll. And I think anyone who's been through it will understand it's taken a toll on my personal life on a lot of different levels, one of them being just organization. And this past weekend was a fantastic weekend of releasing that energy in a sense by organizing. That's, we're not talking about organizing today per se, but we're talking about that release, and we're talking about the emotions. We're talking about how emotions will affect you in ways that you may not even really understand on multiple different levels, both good and not so good. And just talking with Deb a little bit before the program, it was really interesting to hear her point of view. And I think that we're just going to have a good program tonight. I do want to encourage people in the comments to share some of your experiences when we're talking about emotion, because I think that's something that we can all learn from. I think as I always say, and I say this about the paranormal side of things, I say that this is always a safe place. And I always meant it when it's like talking about, your spirit interactions, or if you saw an alien and no one else believes you, you're always going to have a safe place here. Well, that applies to everything. So if there's something you'd like to share, feel free to put so in the comments. But I would like to welcome Deb on with me tonight. And Deb, just even talking about it, I mean, it was just before the program, it was just really cool because first of all, we kind of had a kindred shared weekend in a sense, because we kind of went through the same thing. And I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, Greg, I also struggle with depression. I have my whole entire life. And so a lot of what we're going to be talking about tonight, I have personally lived. And so
Yeah.
it's very dear to my heart and through my own life experiences. And I also have dealt with panic attack, anxiety ridden, you name it. I have literally dealt with it and lived through it. And spirit often talks to us and has talked to us for a very long time about how my emotions in my body are caused by either my thoughts that I think about myself and I think about others, and then also other people's thoughts and their perceptions on me and the people that I choose to have around me and that I keep close to me. And so throughout my years, the last 6 years have been most prominent, Greg, where I have been channeling the different parts of the body and how they relate to our emotions and how they're directly streamed through the chakra centers and the organs and where we feel the different emotions in the body and how we feel them. And so exactly right, this last weekend I was purging and getting rid of stuff that I no longer wanted in my house and cleaning and purifying and just getting everything organized to where I felt good again. And it is that in our inside, when we clean the inside in our emotions, we'll want to clean our exterior. Whatever's taking on inside will go on the outside. And so that's exactly what was taking place. And with the Lions Gate on the 8/8 up until today on
Right.
the 12th, we really were transitioning into a very strong knowing. Those of us that are spiritually inclined, we all really went through this. We all went through like an aggressive period these last couple of weeks, and then we went through a purification period, and then there's the rest and release period. And that's what we're going to into today, is more of this aha feeling, like we're just feeling so much better about who we are and evolving.
So when we talk about this and we talk about this transition that's taken place over the last couple of weeks, and I for one can say pretty much dead on, it's been last couple of weeks that I mean, I'm not even, I know of Lionsgate, but I forgot that it's August that's going to be happening.
Yeah.
Now you mention it, it's happened. What are we subconsciously asking for that transition to happen, or is it something that it's just over a matter of time that it evolves? And then when I say we're asking for it, we might be asking for it, I might be asking for it with voice, but more of the inside, it's my
Yeah,
inside.
our higher self is
Yeah.
actually pulling whatever experiences we need into our life so that we can evolve and bump up to that next level spiritually. And so
Mhm.
we'll live whatever we need to live here on this earth so that we can purify, cleanse, and get rid of any stagnant energy in the body to evolve. Because the whole reason we're here is to evolve into unconditional love for self and for others. And so as we've lived through our life, we've incurred karmic debt either through our past life or current life. And karmic debt can come as simple as us having judgments towards self and not
Sure.
believing in self, not loving self, not feeling and having clean thoughts about self, like even just feeling not enough is going to cause illness, pain, and stagnation in the body. And so where often we'll feel this pain in the body, Greg, is that our stomachs, we will not be settled in our stomachs when we don't find ourselves desirable. We don't find ourselves what we think we should be, as far as the way we look, the way we talk, the way we are. And we've incurred these thoughts by other people's perceptions on us. Right? Like these didn't even start as ours. This is because somebody didn't love us. This is because
Yeah.
somebody cheated on us. This is because somebody didn't feel like we weren't good enough. And then we take these thoughts and we make them ours. And then
It's
once we make them ours,
yes.
this is when we start getting the depression and the pain
Yeah.
and these things in our bodies. Now, these things incurred in our bodies is supposed to teach us that this is not who we are, that this is a sign and a symptom that we are not supposed to take this on as ours. Now, here in the United States, we don't really follow those rules. We don't really have that understanding. And so, Spirit is always so loud with us to share that it is a sign and it is a symbol within the body to say, hey, this isn't yours. You're not supposed to feel like this about yourself. This didn't come from you. But for some reason, we make it ours and say, oh, now we're ugly and now we don't matter and we're not loved.
You had mentioned that it doesn't even start with us, and I was just I was just thinking that when you're talking about it, because what and I don't, it's certainly not purposeful, but even the most loving parent might put you down that path of not even like they want the best for you, but they might say something. I mean, I remember my mom when I was a kid, kind of like, you got got a little bit of a pot belly. We got to work on that or something like that, and it's not because they want to
Mhm.
dehumanize me, but they're hoping to give me the best. Right. But that stays with you, or especially I can imagine, especially for a young girl, especially certain ages, it has to be horrible. Right.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes. My mom used to count my tater tots.
Oh boy.
And she used to portion control and portion size things. A fourth a cup of macaroni and cheese was a serving size, and 10 tater tots was a serving size. And man, I was just starving as a young child, like just feeling like I needed to eat everything because of, first of all, because I'm channeling spirit, and
Yep.
that right there is going to make you so hungry. And then the activeness. I've always been a very active being on the go, go, go. And so always feeling and the lack of feeling like I never had enough and wanting more, right? And so then always being told, "Oh, you're eating too much, you're eating too much, that's too
Yep.
much food." And the school also tells you that, as we
Yep.
grow up, we learn in dietary, we learn in the school system, the portion control. And then we get this, I'm not good enough because I'm not eating less, right? And so
Right.
this turns into these self-doubting criticisms. And not a lot of people know this, Greg, but I went through 12 years of anorexia and 14 years of bulimia, to say a size 12 most of my life. And
Wow.
so we actually had a burnt esophagus. We've had hernias. We've had, you know, um, all kinds of stomach issues, bleeding and ulcers, and you name it. I've lived through it because of body image issues and not feeling like I'm skinny enough and that I don't fit in. And my body has definitely morphed and felt that pain, and we have lived the karma of doing this to our bodies, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. There's so many factors that's involved, and the weird thing is, especially younger and to a certain extent older, we don't listen to ourselves, we listen to everybody else.
Yes,
And
exactly right.
so you'll have people who, like, at the lunch table in grade school, and if I want to have, like, 4 pieces of pizza, that's my decision, but yet kids are going to make a comment about it, or parents are going to make a comment about it, and it's something that as a kid, you very much you submit to it because you don't know what else to do. If you're looking at adults, like, you're the authoritative figure, you should know what you're talking about, therefore I must be horrible, I must be this little
There's
blob in
something
a
wrong,
shirt.
right? And there's
There-
something wrong with me. There's something
yes.
wrong with me. And then that goes into the subconscious programming. Now we've just programmed that thought. And now every time we have the cupcake or we have 2 pieces of pizza or we eat as many tater tots as we want, we have the subconscious thought, something's wrong with me. Something's wrong here. We shouldn't be doing this. We're not a good human. We're not like the others. And we start having this process of subconscious thoughts that become our routine. And now these thoughts, they start getting more critical. They start becoming more suppressive and dark, and they start turning also outwards. We start judging everybody else because we are unhappy inside. And so now we just have a big cesspool of dark thoughts going on that's creating a cesspool inside of our bodies. And so there's so much going on that takes place. But the key to this is so simple, and we just want everybody to really hear us on this. We're not trying to make this worse on you, saying that you created this in the body and this is your fault. What I'm saying to you is that I have lived this my whole entire life, and I have been through these circumstances, and I know that what Spirit is telling me is true, is that forgiveness to yourself and forgiveness to others will clear karmic law, and you can actually release illnesses, release emotions that are causing pain, and all kinds of dysfunction and negative stagnant energy out of the body just by forgiveness.
Isn't that something? I mean, that seems like, just very much, what we're taught growing up as well, the whole idea of forgiveness. But I mean, I think what is important about this is that forgiveness on a level that you can, that it can directly affect you. And, before the program, I said to you, cleaning the house or getting as far as I did was a weight off me. It's all that stuff, all that negativity. When you are able to process through that, you can feel it. You can feel it come off you. And that'd be the same with the forgiveness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Greg, we're going to throw everybody for a little whirlwind here. We're going to state some different parts of the body, and we're going to tell you what that part of the body and the emotion it carries. And this is where it gets really interesting, because people are like, holy cow, that's me. And you got to take a break first.
Why don't we take a break first? Because I don't want to interrupt you, because this is going to be incredible, folks. So stick around. We're going to do this. Don't go anywhere, because this stuff is going to help you. And that's the main thing. We want to make sure that everyone is taken care of. Give it a listen. We'll be right back. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
What if one day could open your heart, spark your spirit, and connect you to your most authentic self? That day is Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 6 at the Litz Rock Shops Woo Woo Festival at the Taylors Falls Memorial Community Center, located at 312 Government Street in Taylors Falls. Explore tarot, oracle, psychic, and mediumship readings. Listen to inspiring speakers covering fascinating metaphysical topics. Soak in the calm tones of live hand pan music. Shop handcrafted goods, crystals, metaphysical tools, books, and more. It's just $5 cash at the door as a free will offering. And remember, Taylors Falls is a destination. Come out for the festival and stay to explore the natural beauty, historic charm, and energy of this incredible town. And yes, there will be walking tacos.
The Let's Rock Shops Woo Festival, Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 6 at 312 Government Street, Taylors Falls Memorial Community Center. Just $5 at the door. Come for the woo, stay for the wonder, and the walking tacos.
Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. This week, before we go any further with Deb here, this week I wanted to let everyone know that we are doing that paranormal investigation over at Divine Lights this Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. That's in Anoka. This is going to be a fantastic investigation. It's in the basement of this building. You are going to love it. Not a lot of people have investigated down there, and Anoka is one of the most haunted places around. So you want to check that out. To go and register, go to Charvinity on Facebook, and under events, it's called Anoka Paranormal Investigation. I'm going to say this, though. GhostBox Radio on Thursday is giving away 4 tickets to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival at this Anoka Paranormal Investigation. So sign up for the investigation, which is going to be a lot of fun anyway, and you have a chance to win tickets to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival that starts this weekend and runs through September, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a lot of fun. So please do that. I also want to say that Native Roots Radio is giving away tickets for the Minnesota State Fair on Thursday. So you want to check that out as well. That's starting very soon as well. Now, Deb, how is Baraboo?
Oh my gosh, so much fun. So much fun. We had a lot of fun there. Very haunted, as we've told you before.
Yep.
And it was even more activity because the street is right on the Circus Street, right? So all the buildings right there were all used in the big top. And
Okay.
so this is the 150th anniversary. So they brought in a lot of things from down south that actually were original and were there 150 years ago. And it was a big carousel and there was hundreds of people. And it was really cool.
That is great. Yeah, no, I was thinking about you both this weekend. That sounds like a lot of fun. And I've been to Baraboo once now and I loved it. So I'm happy to hear that. Now we are talking.
We were looking, we were like, maybe we should move here. We always say that when we love somewhere.
And yes, the circus part about it is huge over there. It's just,
oh my gosh,
yeah, it's just huge. It's just how much fun. Now we are talking about emotions. We had a really good segment before the break talking about, I think, a lot of things, Deb, that I can't imagine isn't going to help some people. Now, as you teased before we took our break, you're going to break things down by body part now. And
oh yes.
So yes.
And not that body part either.
Well, I wasn't thinking about that body part, if you don't mind me saying so. So this is a PG radio show. Well, not when you're on, but
couldn't help myself.
we try. What you got for us?
Okay, so how many of us experience lower back pain just above the tailbone that goes all the way across?
Mm-hmm.
How often, Greg, do you hear people say, "Oh, my lower back is killing me"? My lower back. Yeah. Money issues, abundance issues. Lower back pain is always associated with money issues and not having enough abundance. And so when we have that lower backache, I want you to pay attention to your thoughts. And how much did you think about that water bill, that electric bill, your payments on your house, your car, lack of money here or there? It's going to cause that lower back to be very, very tender, sore, stiff, all the things. And so to go into that pain and to acknowledge why it's there and to say, I freely allow abundance to flow freely now, and just keep saying that and moving that energy, and you will just be like, wow, this got a lot lighter. This is crazy. This works.
Yeah.
I promise you guys, it does.
I believe it. Well, and I think too, the thing, because you're trying to, manifest and stuff. And one thing I always tell people too is, be patient. Be patient with it. I think a lot of people, they try kind of half-heartedly, like, I need money, and it's not working. It's like, hey, it doesn't work. And it's like, you gotta be better.
The thing about money manifestation is that you must be in the frequency of it. So which means you got to get happy. You must feel happiness and joy, because your belief is that money is, I get to do what I want. I get to go out and have fun. I get to eat where I want. I get to do what I want. And so, but that would be in the happiness, right? Frequency. So you must get happy to attract that money into your life.
Yeah. No, it's almost like an equation, isn't it?
It is. Frequency matches frequency.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
And so how many of us have that pain that goes down our neck and into our shoulder blades?
I've had it before. Yeah.
Yeah. Down our neck and into our shoulder blades. That is the sense of being controlled and being controlled and controlling. And now the sense of the difference of this, is it us or is it them, can be left-sided or right-sided. Now, right side of our body is male, left side of our body is female. And so if it's you, most often it'll be on your side of the body. If it's your mate or work or your boss, it'll usually be on the opposite side of the body, or more intensified on the same side as yours.
I've noted that feeling at old jobs when it'd be like you're working very late into the evening.
Feeling controlled.
Yep.
And that clench will get on there, and man, it can get real tender and feel really just wrenchy. When I worked for the school system, I always had that pain down my right side, and of course the principal was usually male. And so it was my male side that would feel like that, and having to follow the rules, right?
Yep.
And so this is our body, and this is our soul saying to us that we don't want to follow the rules, that we don't want to be here till 8 o'clock at night. We don't want to do these things. And we weren't meant to. Honestly, we're meant to live our life the purposeful way that we came here to live. And each one of us has a path that we are meant to pursue and a life that we're meant to live. And I'm sorry, and this is really going to make some people agitated, it's not meant to an 8 to 5 underneath other people's thumbs.
Absolutely. And that's, sometimes you have to learn that the hard way.
I'll tell you what, we see so many people, Greg, that they have this pain, this control pain. And as soon as I tell them what it is and they go into it and they allow themselves to release themselves from this control, it'll go away within seconds.
And as a very quick side note to this, I had been away from corporate for some time, and a couple of years back, before I landed over at the station, I went back to the same corporate. And I realized, because of my mindset had shifted so much, I couldn't stand it. And I just saw people who were, and I apologize for anyone who's in a corporate setting, but I mean, I'm sorry, folks. It's, it's not good. And it's like hamsters in a cage. It's, wearing ties and stuff, I mean, it's really not, and it's also about control. It's about power, people above you.
It's about suppression of who you are too.
Yes.
It's about suppression of who you are.
Totally.
And honestly, the school system, the way the school system was set up, Greg, if you think about it, A's, B's, C's, D's, this was meant to make you feel smarter or dumber, right? You get an F, you failed, so you're less than. And also sports in school was meant to make you feel less than or better than. And it taught you how to use your ego, right? And so all of this, it was all formatted to make us work in the grueling system of a factory, right? And made for production. Production, following the rules, being in alignment, going to the bathroom when told, eating when told, and following the hierarchy of what's above you. And that's what our school systems have been since the beginning of time. And that's what they still are today.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't get away. And if depending on the path you go down, you don't get out of school, so to speak, because like you said, at the corporate locations, depending on where you work, even the ones who are like, even the ones who are like giving you a casual Friday or whatever else, it's the same thing at the end of the day,
You
and
got to pay $10 to wear jeans, right?
Right. You wear the sticker. Like the one of the places I worked at, you bought stickers to the United Way that said that I can wear jeans on a Tuesday. And it's like, wow, and we're all happy about this somehow. So,
I
or that
know.
or that we're making a corporation millions of dollars and we're celebrating not with any sort of bonus, but with a pizza party.
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh, right? They're making the millions and billions of dollars and they're ordering Pizza Hut for us. I
exactly,
got it. I get it.
exactly.
I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, and so then let's move on to some other pains because I
Yeah,
tell you what, I got lots of them for you.
or let's do it.
How many of us get the pain in the butt, the sciatica nerve?
Oh, sure, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I
So
can name
what
them.
is the pain in your butt? And I'm not swearing, so proud of myself. What is the pain in your butt that you're dealing with in your life? Most often, this is your mate. And I'll tell you what, I have quite the pain in my butt on my right side, Greg. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
on the male side.
Male side.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I'm around him, I feel it too. Trust me.
Uh-huh. Yep, I get that pain in the butt from Dave on that right side. And so when we have that experience of that sciatica and that pain in that butt, in that buttock area, that is what is a pain in your butt in your life. And that is real. And once you address that and release it and vocalize the truth of what you're actually feeling, that pain will release.
I don't think anyone's ever said buttock on GhostBox Radio before, so congratulations.
I was so good at
You
not saying
were.
the
I was
word.
impressed. My gosh. Yeah. So,
I'm really watching myself. Okay, so the throat chakra, let's talk about the throat area.
okay.
So, whenever we have any kind of diseases or ailments in our throat, like tonsillitis, thyroid problems, strep throat, anything like this, it is caused from us keeping our truth in and not speaking our truth. And now, when I was a child, I suffered from tonsillitis, strep throat, laryngitis, like you wouldn't believe because my father would never let me speak. Like I always had to be quiet and not
Mm,
talk and
mm.
not speak my truth. And so I suppressed. And I had often had horrible, horrible, horrible throat stuff. They even wanted to take my tonsils out, my adenoids out, all the things when I was a child because of all of the diseases and illnesses that I had up until my early 20s, actually.
Mhm.
And then as soon as I got out of the house and no longer was suppressing what I said, zero problems with any throat issues.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty interesting. And I've heard other people talk about just that, about especially about the throat issues when it comes to speaking and stuff. And you gotta wonder. You have more, right?
Oh God, yes.
Because I just thought to myself too, is when you have these like, and it's like it's continuous pain, right? I mean, it's like it's been happening for a while now. It's kind of like you stop and you kind of really kind of delve down to yourself, you drill down. What is actually painful, right? I mean, because then you can trace it back.
Absolutely. You can trace, I can help anybody trace their pain
Yeah.
because it's an energy line that I can follow. And because of my clairvoyance, I can look at the energy pain and see why they created it and where they created it and what circumstance created it. And some people, they create it in their childhood. I mean, they carry this stuff for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And we can go in there and we can uncreate it like that. My best miracle that I have, Greg, it's just so beautiful. I hope she's on tonight. Her name is Deb Frederickson, and she loves to share this story. So she's gonna love that I'm even saying her name if she's on tonight. Um, she came to us just a couple months ago, and she was using a walker and a wheelchair, and she could barely move. She was very riddled, very anxietized, depressed, suppressed. Just through the ruins and back. Like her husband had passed away,
Mm,
and she just, she had no will to live anymore. She comes and sees us and she does a mirror session with us. And these mirror sessions are where I drop you down into yourself and I guide you to your higher self to find why these ailments and diseases lie inside of your body. And we release them. And so Deb gets up off the table after one mirror session with us and she walks away from the bed. No walker, no cane, no chair.
wow.
Blew my mind. I was full of tears and happiness, and it was just the most miraculous miracle. And she has seen us a second time, and she is even moving even better. She's had two sessions with us, and she is moving like she was moving 25 years ago.
That's amazing. Congratulations to her. Did she know, like, when the first time that she had that and she just started walking, did she just get up and start walking, not even realize that what she's doing, or did
She didn't even realize what she was doing because we'd erased it, we'd moved it, we've gotten rid of it, we dropped her down inside of herself, we removed it, it didn't exist anymore. And then I said, "Oh my God, Deb, you're walking. Look at you." And she looked down. She goes, "Oh my God, I am."
And Deb is saying, and still walking.
There she is. She said
There
she would
she
be
is.
on tonight, and there she is.
There she is. Congratulations, Deb. That's fantastic. And, those are things that, I really hope that people listening take to heart, because it's so easy for me. Okay. I'm going to call on me to get bogged down by it, by what you are dealing with, what you feel like life is throwing at you. It's so easy just to just not even necessarily give up per se, but be like, you know what, just pile on, because I don't care. I'm too tired. I'm too this. I'm too that. And it takes courage, like Deb did, to get and to get out there and to get the help. And I just want people to know you're not alone. Not alone in this at all.
Mm-hmm. So she had lost her will to even hug, and she said, she just grabbed a hold of me and hugged me so tight without even thinking about it. And she's back to that, like, loving, compassionate person that she always loved being. And so it's just so beautiful. I love that story. We have hundreds of stories like that, of course. I mean, Dave tells us about them all the time, but this is fresh in our mind because it is current, and she's in our classes, and she's just doing so well. We just love her.
I was gonna say, the hugging thing, I can understand that one. It's like, and that's not really my thing, but that's fine.
Maybe we should do a mirror session, Greg, and we should drop you down and remove that,
so I can hug.
Yeah.
Is hugging that important, though?
Well, yes, actually, it's actually a very healing modality, to connect heart to heart, arms around each other.
I never thought you were a hugger, to be perfectly honest.
I'm not.
Yeah, there we are. Exactly.
But that doesn't mean I can't help you heal it.
Don't look behind the curtain. Don't look behind the curtain. Yeah, exactly. But it's.
But I'm also telepathic, and I can hear people's thoughts. And so often I don't want to hug them because of what they're thinking.
Well, I don't hear their thoughts, but I can kind of get a good idea, and I'm just like, no, that's okay.
Yeah, we know. We know. Yeah, we know that's why you don't like to hug. We get it. We're just pulling on your chain.
No, absolutely. Why don't we do this? Let's go ahead and take another break here. When we come back, we're going to continue going through body parts, as one does. And we'll talk about how Deb can help you with all that as well. Please don't go anywhere. This is a very important conversation, and I hope you're getting something out of this. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
What if one day could open your heart, spark your spirit, and connect you to your most authentic self? That day is Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 6 at the Litz Rocks Shops Woo Woo Festival at the Taylors Falls Memorial Community Center, located at 312 Government Street in Taylors Falls. Explore tarot, oracle, psychic, and mediumship readings. Listen to inspiring speakers covering fascinating metaphysical topics. Soak in the calm tones of live hand pan music. Shop handcrafted goods, crystals, metaphysical tools, books, and more. It's just $5 cash at the door as a free will offering. And remember, Taylors Falls is a destination. Come out for the festival and stay to explore the natural beauty, historic charm, and energy of this incredible town. And yes, there will be walking tacos.
The Let's Rock Shop's Woo Festival, Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 6 at 312 Government Street, Taylors Falls Memorial Community Center. Just $5 at the door. Come for the woo, stay for the wonder, and the walking tacos.
Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. And join us tomorrow on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun. We're going to have on author Darby Harn. We're going to be talking about a book that's going to be coming out soon. I met him over at Des Moines Con. He's a super talented author. His book is called Dead Malls. And we're going to be talking about that book as well as some of his other creative work. We're going to do that tomorrow. Thursday, we're going to have on Paul Blake Smith. We're going to talk JFK conspiracy. And then, of course, Friday is Casual Friday. But we're going to have on Ernie Pack with us for that because we want to talk about an event that we're going to be doing at the Rock Island Esoteric Expo. That's going to be, the expo itself is on October 4th. Our event is going to be on October 3rd. We're going to be talking about how we want you to come with us as we try to bring forth Bigfoot and also bring forth aliens. We'll talk more about that on Friday. I also want to say, too, we haven't talked about this in a while. If you're listening on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun on Facebook, please consider sending stars our way. Tonight and last night, we had two very, very important conversations that goes beyond talking about ghosts and aliens and stuff that goes, makes a bump sounds of the night and stuff like that. This is really important stuff that's going to help you. And sending stars my way, all that does, it increases the algorithm for the page and it would get it in front of more people. Conversations like we're having tonight is very important. Please consider doing so. Another way to help the page is please consider joining my Patreon, patreon.com/GhostBox Radio. We do early release of episodes there. Once we get enough people, maybe Deb will join us for a special, members only conversation and stuff like that. I mean, there's all sorts of things we can do. We're not quite there yet with the Patreon, but I'm hoping that folks will join us so that we could really do some important work there. Finally, before we get back to Deb, I just want to say, if you really are resonating with what we're talking about tonight, I want you to go to refineddivinepsychic.com. Deb can help you. I do not want to make this sound like I'm a shill for her. What I'm trying to do here is let people know she has what it takes to help. And, being able to stop and say, I can't do this completely on my own. There's no shame in that. And that, someone who is feeling pretty good at the moment and has been able to work away some of that stuff, it's worth the conversation. It's worth checking out how she can help you. Okay. So once again, that's refineddivinepsychic.com. All my social stuff I put up tomorrow will have all that in there as well. So, Deb, I think I'm done with all the stuff I needed to get through there. But really, I wanted to make sure that people knew that they should reach out to you, and hopefully that you can help them. Well, there
Also
we go.
a Patreon of yours. And so we support Greg.
We
And
do.
you guys, even just $5 a month, it really does go far when we're talking about what he's offering here, the platform that he's created for how many years now?
It's
10?
been 10 years.
10
Yeah.
years he's
10.
been doing this and creating this platform for all of us to be here and to hear and to know and to have a community that supports the understanding of the supernatural and the metaphysical and the spiritual world. It's absolutely phenomenal. So why not support them? Why not send the stars? Why not be a part of the Patreon? It's so important that we do that and support each other so that we can continue things like this.
Absolutely. And you bring up a really good point, community, because you and Dave have created community. And I feel like that GhostBox has become a community as well. And these are positive communities. These are positive people looking at everything in a very positive and helpful way. So I am so happy that we're friends, that we work together, and we work together very well. I mean, the only thing I'd ask is like maybe not have Dave go to so many things anymore, but I don't know.
Dave is never too far behind me. He's
No, he
literally
isn't.
my shadow.
He is. He is. He is your shadow. Yeah, that's.
He is my shadow in more ways than you know.
So I just once again, I mean, I am so happy with this conversation because I feel like that we're getting to places that we really haven't talked about on this show, and the ability to kind of also reinforce the fact that you can help yourself. You can really you can get people to help you, but you can also help yourself. It's not as difficult as you might think it is. I have a couple questions in the comments. Are you at a
Sure.
place that we can ask a couple questions? Let's see here. Nikki asked the question: are there any specific illnesses that are created from unprocessed grief of a loved one?
Yes. Grief is hosted in the liver and in the lungs. And so when we have an excessive amount of grief that isn't been moved through the body, that is where we can harness and host that. Also, it will form in depression and suppression, right? The body wanting to be suppressed, so that you can deal with this and move this energy out of the body. But it'll form in illnesses in the liver and the lungs. Grief does. And you guys, the best two books that I know that have been written that can help you with this and help with self-diagnosis and help you heal yourself. The littler book is Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. The PDF is free on Google, and it has the ailments and diseases, why you created it, and how to uncreate it. The more detailed version of this, Encyclopedia of Ailments and Diseases, you can get it right on Amazon. It's a book about that thick, has every ailment and disease ever known to man, the emotions that created it, and how to uncreate it.
That's great, and I might be asking you for that later, and I can include that with everything, so it can help people as well. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it here real fast. Give me one quick second. I feel like I'm moving at the speed of slow. Doug
Yeah,
asked the
that's okay.
question. Doug asked the question. What about leg pain? Doug, that means get your affairs in order. That's what that means, Doug. I was kidding. What does leg
Is
pain
this green
mean?
beer dog? Is this green beer dog?
It is green beer Doug indeed. Green beer Doug.
It depends on which. Depends on which leg, Doug. Is the left or the right? Is it the calf or the thigh? And or is it the knee? Because knee. Let's talk about knees, guys. Knees, knees,
Yeah, that's
knees,
a great
knees.
idea. Yeah.
Knees are your ego. Knees are feeling better than others, and also better than yourself. Oftentimes people will want to be the old version of themselves. They'll want to be the skinny person they used to be, the successful person that they used to be, the desirable person they used to be. Now, of course, this is all in your head, that you believe these things. And so the ego will spike in the knees. And so the knees are a direct sign that our ego is at play, thinking that we are either A, better than ourselves, which means the old self, or see you're better than others. And
Got it.
so where does that stem from now? Because I don't want you guys to be like, oh, Debbie's the big B word. It stems from the knees. It stems from us not loving self enough, right? When we don't love ourselves enough, we'll project hatred and we'll project that we are better than others because we feel not enough ourselves.
I wonder if some of the old sayings from generations ago, if back then, I think people were more in tune with their bodies. So if they say something like "that's the bee's knees," stuff like that, if has any sort of like real
Oh, of
connotation,
course.
right?
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. Now, breaking news from Doug. It's his calves that are playing him up, and once again, perhaps a little too much green beer there, Doug.
I was just gonna say maybe he's knee deep in green beer.
Calves deep, perhaps. I don't even.
Um, Calves are directly related to some kind of. It feels like childhood. It feels like some kind of trauma or something that he was in, and of course, this is me looking into it and not being able to move forward. And I don't even think this is something that you're even aware of. This is subconscious. And so I would drop myself down into a meditation and go into that pain, into the calves, and see why it's there.
So I'm glad that we were able to publicly let you know you had a horrible childhood, Doug.
Well,
And
not all of it. It's probably just one experience that
well,
gets trapped, and we don't even know why sometimes. And it can literally be 15 minutes of our life, and it gets trapped because we didn't process it correctly, and it's holding on in our subconscious.
that's a really good point. That there is stuff that happens to us that we go back to over and over and over again, don't we?
Yes, we do. And it's a reason why it's playing over and over and over in our head is because we have not accepted it, Greg. The
Yeah.
part about moving forward is that we must accept, not reject. The more we push away from the experience and say, nope, I don't want to deal with this. Nope, I'm not going to feel these emotions. Nope, I'm not doing this. The more it will come back over and over and over. And it will repeat itself in our life until we learn the lesson.
Is that why some people, and I had something that I considered personally for me pretty dramatic back at the end of 2021. It took a while to get through it all, and some people had been like, why can't you just get over it? And the reason why we can't, right, is because we aren't at the place of processing it and accepting it, and depending on how much that trauma was, it could be either a couple months or years, right?
Yeah, exactly right. We're not in a place of acceptance yet because we haven't processed through it. And, time is fake, anyways. I mean, honestly, it really is. And so it is not about the time that it takes us. It's just that we
Yeah.
did and that we did go through it. And every single one of us, we process things at a different rate. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's just how much do we want to continue to suffer? And so it's just about understanding that we can minimize our own suffering and by transcending this by acceptance.
I think too, part of that too, folks, if any of you has ever been like, why can't you get over it? It's been long enough or whatever else. Remember, replay the beginning of our episode when we talk about how stuff that affects somebody isn't even maybe from them. Telling
That's
someone,
exactly right.
telling
Hmm.
telling somebody, why aren't you over it? It's like, well, is there something wrong with me? Am I not all there? Am I, am I crazy for not getting past such and such for whatever reason? I mean, it's a cycle that keeps repeating itself.
That's exactly right. And unconditional love is honestly the best way to help anybody move forward from anything is to love them exactly where they are and allow them to process whatever they need to process the way they need to process it. And it's not that we cannot drag them there. We cannot make somebody. It is that we can be the example of what we want to see in others. And so we want to be the strength for them, the love for them, the understanding for them, and to help them in any way we possibly can. To judge somebody is only going to continue and prolong what's already happening. That's not a place of unconditional love.
No, and you're seeing them through your eyes.
Correct.
And that's not good. We could do another episode on this, couldn't we?
Oh my gosh. I have so much more information just flooding through me that I just want to blurt out, but I know we're running out of time.
We,
And so
we're
I'm like, we're going to have to save some of this for another episode.
So let's do this. And it may not be the next one or the way. It's really up to Deb when we do this. But I mean, we will get back to this. And
Well, put it in the comments. Let us know if you want it. I mean,
yeah,
it's all for all of you and what you guys want and what you desire. Let Greg know. Is this something you want?
yeah, absolutely. Now, before we head off, we have about a minute left. Where are you going to be this weekend?
We are in Appleton at the Paper Valley Mill, Hilton.
Okay.
Did I get it right, Dave?
Hilton Paper Valley.
Hilton Paper Valley in Appleton, and then we're at the Voyager in Reedsburg, Wisconsin. So you can always go to our website www.refinedivinepsychic.com. Go to Holistic Fairs, drop down. You're gonna see our whole list of where we're gonna be. It's always on there. You guys, if you haven't been to one of our Awakening Code Expos, you're missing out. The energy is absolutely phenomenal. We've hand screened all of our readers, our healers, our psychics. They are authentic. They are real. They are there for the real reasons, and you won't be sorry that you came.
It just feels like too that you all are building momentum. Just
Oh my
seeing what
gosh,
you're
are
all
we
doing.
ever?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And then once again, yes, please go to Refine Divine Psychic. If you need help, please check it out. If you need to go on a cruise, please go to refinedivinepsychic.com because that's happening as well. That's pretty exciting too. So
Yes, it is. Come on out. Let's do this.
come on out. Let's go to Mexico.
Let's go to Mexico. We're going to go to the Maya Ruins, Cozumel, Progreso, you guys. It's an unbeatable price. Interior room starting at $905 per person. That includes the spiritual retreat, your food, your lodging, the cruise, all of the entertainment on the ship. And I and Greg and Dave are going to be there.
We sure are. It's going to be fantastic. And Deb is going to be back next Wednesday, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, doing one question reading. So hopefully you all can join us then as well. Deb, thank you so much. This was a fantastic conversation.
Thanks so much for having us, Greg. Good night.
Oh, good night. We're going to have on Darby Harn tomorrow talking about his new book, Dead Malls. Everyone, have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.